Hey everybody, JC here with another TNI toy review, and today's review is in association with JediInsider.com, your #1 news source for everything Star Wars. And for today's review, we're going to take a look at the new Star Wars Rebels Mission Series The Ghost 3-pack, which is an exclusive to Toys R Us stores. The set contains 3 figures based on the new Star Wars Rebels animated series, which airs on Disney XD. They come packaged in a standard window box type packaging with designs similar to what we see on this year's single carded figures for the Mission series. You've got the Stormtrooper helmet with a little flame. You've got the orange Star Wars Rebels logo with some orange and beige borders. The box also has multiple languages on it. 2 of the figures are clearly displayed in the window box, the Ezra and the Kanan figure. And then the 3rd figure has been kept hidden basically because it was kind of considered a spoiler for the first episode at the time that this set was announced. So the 3rd window has been blackened out so you can't actually see what the figure is. But we'll show you in this review, so just be warned, spoilers. So the back of the packaging has, again, the Star Wars Rebels logo. We have a little brief bio for the Rebels series. It tells us reveal the secret exclusive figure inside, again hinting to that hidden figure. And then below is a picture from the cartoon showing 4 of the main characters from the series. Then down below that you have the Disney logo, Hasbro's logo. Okay, so here's a look at the 2 main figures in the set outside of the packaging, the Ezra figure and the Kanan figure. Now, it should be noted that both of these figures, these exact figures with the same accessories, will be released on single cards under the Mission Series line from Hasbro. So there's really nothing unique about these 2 figures in this set. The only thing unique is the 3rd figure, which I'm going to reveal to you now. Now, keep in mind, this is a spoiler if you haven't seen the first episode of Rebels. So, but the 3rd figure in the series is a hologram Obi-Wan Kenobi. Basically, in the episode, Ezra comes across this holocron that he ends up opening that has a holographic message from Obi-Wan telling Jedi about, basically what's happened since the events of Episode 3. Kind of a no-brainer that Obi-Wan probably will show up more in this series, but this was kind of like a spoiler that Obi-Wan was going to appear in the series, and it's voiced by the same actor who did the voice in the Clone Wars series. The Kanan figure is pretty basic. He has the goatee, he's got a logo. Not sure what that logo is really supposed to be on his shoulder. He's got a gun belt sculpted on there with a gun in it, but the gun's not removable. He only comes with a lightsaber as an accessory. No pistol, unfortunately, even though he uses a pistol more than he uses his lightsaber in the series, at least so far. But he does not come with an actual gun, just one that's sculpted on the side. The downside to these figures basically is they just have very limited articulation. Basically he has rotation at the arms, he can turn his head left and right, and he can do his legs forward and back, and that's basically it. No wrist articulation, no midsection articulation, no elbow joints, no knee joints. Basically, if you've collected the Mission Series figures, you know what you're getting here. And to be honest, I think this is kind of sad. I don't know. For the Rebels line, I think they could at least give us some basic articulation, like knee joints and elbow joints. I mean, if you caught our review yesterday of the new Bandai Big Hero 6 figures, which are also geared for kids and cost about the same as the Mission Series figures, you'll see those figures at least had ball joints at the shoulders and hinges at the elbows and knees, giving you some decent movement. They're not super articulated, but you can at least get them in a few poses. With these figures, you can't even really get them in good lightsaber poses, unfortunately. So same with the Ezra figure, very basic articulation. For his one accessory, he comes with a helmet that he wears in the first episode that he gets a hold of after getting taken prisoner, one of the Imperial helmets. and so he comes with that. Unfortunately, he doesn't come with like his little slingshot weapon or anything like that. He's got bluish hair like you see in the cartoon. I mean, the overall sculpting and design on the figure is decent. He's again got a strange logo on his back. Not sure what that signifies for sure, but overall detail is pretty good. He's got the little armor pieces on the bottom of his one leg, which again, I'm not really sure what the significance of that was, but it is how you see him in the cartoon and everything. So, detail-wise, sculpt-wise, it's nice. It's just really the lack of articulation that really hurts these figures. This figure stands about 3.5 inches tall, so he's a kid, so he's definitely shorter, and as opposed to Kanan, which stands at 4 inches tall. So the final figure, as we mentioned before, is this hologram Obi-Wan Kenobi, based on his kind of appearance between Clone Wars and Episode 4. He's wearing the robe, and he's grown a beard and mustache. For the most part, it's kind of a cool figure. It's blue translucent plastic. It's a solid piece of plastic, no articulation. Here he is next to the old Ghost Obi-Wan figure that Hasbro did a long time ago, which is kind of a similar design, though that one actually had movable arms, whereas this one does not. And Obi-Wan stands about 3 3/4 inches high, so he's a little bit on the short side, but that kind of makes sense since he's a hologram and he really wasn't a full-size person in the cartoon, so it kind of makes sense that he's a little bit shorter than you might typically expect for Obi-Wan. So that's my review. I really want to like this line. I've been enjoying the Rebels cartoon, and I really like to see, figures and toys for this cartoon coming out. It's just really hard for me to get past the articulation. I know these are made for kids, more for kids than adult collectors, but I can't get past the fact that if a company like Bandai can give us basic articulation on a kid's line like their Big Hero 6 figures, I don't understand why Hasbro can't do the same. Other than the articulation, I think the figures are pretty decent. Definitely, typical for what you would expect from a Star Wars line. Decent sculpts, look pretty true to what you see on the cartoon and everything. So I can't complain in that area. It's just really, though, that lack of articulation, basic articulation, that is sorely hurting this line, in my opinion. This Toys R Us exclusive set is available now. It's going to cost about $20. It's probably because the other two, the Ezra and the Kanan figure are the exact same figures on single card. If you're going to collect these, I'd probably recommend that you get the set over buying them on the single cards, unless you're a completist and you have to have them all. But you're probably getting a better, more for your money with this 3-pack, since you're getting 3 figures essentially for $20, as opposed to, I think Mission Series figures cost between $8 and $10 depending on where you buy them. So it would probably cost you about $20 for 2 figures on the single cards, as opposed to the 3 figures. Even though the Obi-Wan is just kind of a big chunk of plastic, but still, you're getting a little bit more for your money with this 3-pack. So that's my review. Leave a comment. Let us know what you think. Let us know if you plan on collecting this Rebels line in the comment section. If you haven't already, please subscribe. And until next time, I'll catch you later.